What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, budget underscore bliss 25. I am back with another bi-weekly budget for this pay period and of 3/20/25 to 4/2/25. I get paid every 2 weeks with my job. So let's delve right into it. So for the income for this pay period, I had my regular check of $1,479.07. The leftover income that was in my bank account right before I got my deposit was at $1,919.74. So those added together will equal my total income that I have to work with, which is $3,398.81. All right, so let's delve right into the expenses that I have. So working with this total income, so there's going to be a slight change in the way I save now because I'm trying to contribute more to my debt. As you know, if you've been following me or looking at any of my videos, I have accumulated a total debt of about $89,430. Yeah, a lot. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I've been saving like $280 per month in a high yield savings account. But now that I want to focus on more on paying down debt, I'm going to drop the savings, how much I save per paycheck, down a little bit. So I've decided to save per paycheck $25 a month going forward, just so I can try to contribute a little bit more towards my debt total. All right, so the next expense I had was life insurance, and that was $39.67. My credit card payment is a little early. My credit card closes, the billing cycle closes like the 25th of the month. So I normally just have to guess, since it's a variable interest rate, I normally have to guess what the payment might be, but it's always around, like now it's been being around $60. So we'll put $60 here just as an estimate. Next we have my auto loan, which I think in my previous video I messed up and said I paid $332 per month. Well, I have a really high auto loan. It's actually $332 per pay period. So it's around $664 every month total. I just pay bi-weekly so they can kind of limit down on how much my payment amount is going towards interest versus principal. And that's a good personal finance tip, by the way. Try to pay your payments like this, like car loans and stuff. You know, normally their payment is once a month, but if you pay more, like bi-weekly, if you get paid bi-weekly, try to put an extra payment in there, and that'll kind of bring down how much you're paying towards the interest of that loan. Okay, so next is my Netflix subscription, and it's $19. And this is what I'm most excited about talking about, my student loan. I have 9 federal student loans in all right now, but through like bonuses and stuff through my job, I was able to pay off one of them. So I'm very excited about that. In my previous, I think I did a YouTube short that shows like how much it was, and that I was talking about I was getting ready to pay it off, and I'll link that at the end of this video. But it was $1,567 and like 73 cents. So that I'm adding it on here because even though I paid it Wednesday, it didn't come out of my bank account till yesterday. So it's technically on this billing cycle, even though I scheduled the payment before this bi-weekly period started. Okay. All right, so the next expense I have is my utilities. And this was actually going to be paid on my last paycheck, but it just was kind of the way it fell. I was more worried about getting my student loan number 1 paid off. So, but they give us like 2 weeks to pay utilities, so it's not a big deal. So I just added it into this pay period, so it'll be again, me and my husband work together to pay the bills half and half, so it's $231 for each of us for the total amount of the utilities that are being paid. Okay, and we did have a date night last night, and that came out to be $54.16. All right, so groceries, eating out, which is what I'm trying to get better at. I have a budgeted amount of $150. I've already spent half of that this week, so but yeah, I try to go to the grocery shop at least like once a week. I try not to be running in back and forth in there every couple of days because that's more money out of my account. Anyway, so our rent is due for this paycheck, and again, my portion is $375. I have my tithes, which I'm paying $40 every pay period. And then that is it. So that'll be, now we move on to net expenses. So the net expenses of everything is $2,839. I'm sorry, $2,893.29. So again, I am taking my total income, and we are subtracting total net expenses, and so our total left is $505 and like 52 cents. Okay, so then don't forget about that buffer, you guys. Whatever your buffer is, mine is 100. But you need to have something in your account so that that it doesn't go to zero. So that means I can have an extra debt payment of possibly $405 if there is nothing else that comes up. So all in all, I'm just super glad that like some of my money is being freed up because I'm paying so much extra every paycheck. And I know it's going to take a while, but you know, although the mess I made, you know, it kind of happened overnight. cleaning up that mess does not happen overnight. So that is my budget for the next 2 weeks. The next thing I'm going to delve into is my updated debt payment tracker. It's almost time for me to update that. I know I won't update it until the end of this month, but I just kind of want to go over it and show you a list of everything that's on it. Okay, so this is my debt Payoff tracker. And as you can see, I have listed out all of my student loans, and then my credit card and car loan. And as you can see, I was working on my private loan at the beginning of this year. It became zero in February last month. So for the rest of this year, no more payments on my private student loan. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the job I have that enables me to pay off debt quicker. This was all due to me getting 2 bonuses in February, and that allowed me to completely wipe this debt out. I only had a little bit left on it, but I would have been paying for the rest of this year, probably closer to the end of this year, if I had never got those 2 bonuses in February. So I was able to take care of that balance. And I also update my debt payoff tracker at the end of every month. So that's why March's is blank, because I update the numbers of how much I've paid at the end of each month, not the beginning of the month. So these are all my student loans. The next big thing I wanted to say is that we finally have this student loan number 1 paid off. And it became zero this month. Yay! I'm so happy about that. This was also due to the bonuses I got in February. I was able to completely pay off both of these loans, even though they're small amounts to begin with. That is still a big accomplishment to me because I haven't paid off anything since like 2021 regarding my student loan debt. 2023 regarding my student loan debt. So I'm grateful that I'm able to make payments, more payments than I was making. So all in all, I started with $91,608 this year. And I'm just now at $89,000. So there was a little miscalculation. I really hadn't calculated it at all, basically. I was just rounding. I was just guessing. But I actually took the time to go through and list each balance of everything. So now I have a more accurate picture, and I can use this to update each month as I go along, and hopefully watch the debt get smaller, not bigger. But yeah, I'm just grateful that everything is starting to go in the right direction. There may be some hiccups on the way, but I feel like I'm starting off this year in good condition. My goal is not to get or obtain any more debt this year. So I hope you all follow on along with my journey and see how I'm doing. And that is all I have. So make sure y'all like this video, and follow for more, subscribe, do all the things, okay? All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great weekend. Bye.